Hi, my name's Helgumbert with Camp Software, and I was just going to show a really cool way to automate your FileMaker development. We're using FileMaker Pro Advanced, but this would work in FileMaker Pro as well. We're using a couple tools. The first is a clipboard manager called iClip, and you can just do a Google search for iClip and find that. It's really good. They actually have gone as far as to customize for FileMaker. In this case, I've copied a field which I need to add to several tables in my database. And this is just text. It's a calculation that I want to replace in our ZZ log field. And over here you can see the same field which I copied prior, and this is another field. And so anyway, the developer of iClip has gone out of his way to help support FileMaker by recognizing what's on the clipboard. It's pretty good stuff. And the other tool that I'm using is QuicKeys. QuicKeys is an automation app that lets you do what you basically replicate your keyboard commands. So I have many tables that I need to add a field to and update a calculation field. So I started doing a couple by hand, and I noticed I was doing the exact same thing over and over and over, and that just drives me bonkers. So I always try to automate it to make it faster, and also so I don't have to do it by hand, which will reduce mistakes. So in this script, you can see right off the top, I'm doing a loop, an automation loop. So it asks me how many times I want to do it. It's clicking in the middle of a window, and I have it pause in between to give FileMaker, and if you were to do this with any other app, time to respond. So I click in the middle of the screen and then I pause. The reason I click in the middle of the screen is so I can paste the field. And then I hit my command key for my iClip, and that pops it up. I pause for a second and I type it says keystroke 3, but I'm actually doing it 2 because I didn't update the comment. So the second item on my clipboard is the field that I want to paste. Then I pause for a second and I hit up arrow, and that goes to the field that I want to edit. And then I pause for a second, and then this click is going to the options button, so I can edit the options of the field. Then I pause for a second, and then I click again on the button so I can edit the script, the calculation that I want to edit. Then I pause for another second, and then I bring up my clipboard manager again, and then pause for a second. And then I click 1, which is where I had the text that I want to paste. And then I pause for another second. And then I hit return, so that commits the calculation. I pause for another second, that commits the field change. And this I'm not hitting return, I'm actually hitting enter, because the return key does not make those changes in those dialogues. And then I pause for another second, and I'm clicking somewhere. Oh, I'm clicking up on the tables, so I can switch to the next table. And then I pause for a second, and then I click down to go to the next table. Pause for a second, and then I hit return. Pause for another second because the next step doesn't pause, and then it ends the repeat. So it sounds really complicated, but all you're doing is replicating what you're doing by hand and then inserting some pauses. So I'm going to go ahead and close this and bring FileMaker up to the front. And I have an F key set, so I can just press an F key and it starts my script. I'm going to hit my script, and then up comes how many times do I want to repeat this. So I'm going to keep this short, so I'm going to say 4 times, and then hit OK, and then let go. So right now it's bringing up my clipboard. It pasted in the field, went to the ZZ log field, it hit options, and now it's in there. It's so fast I can't even say it. And it's committing. So now it's going to switch tables for me. And it's going to go ahead and paste in the field. It's doing it off screen, so you can't see that, but it's popping it up because my window's too large. And it just does it over and over and over. And we use this technique all the time to save time. Here you'll actually get to see it. So it's pasting in the field. Then it's going to go to the calc that we need to change. It's specifying changing in the calc. Commit, and then go to the next table. So this totally rocks for just about anything you would do that you got to do over and over and over. And you have to really think about whether it's worth it or not, to go forward with building the script. Because if you only have to do it like 5 times, it could take you longer to create the automation. But in this case, I had to create it. I had to do this over and over, maybe 50, 60 times, and it totally saved me some time and grief. Plus, I need to go do this in another copy of a database, so I won't have to do anything by hand. So it's pretty cool. You still have to keep an eye on it to make sure it's behaving, because occasionally you'll get to a table where you don't have something in place that you're expecting, but generally it works really good. So I just thought I'd share, and thanks.